Welcome out to Buena Vista, Colorado. Caleb Berggraf with Heart of the Rockies Radio, joined with Troy Baker, who is the athletic director. I always like activities director better because I feel like this is better encompassing of your job. But joining me here as we get ready for another school year. And Troy, you excited to get the school year started again?
You know, I am, but there's just so much happening that, of course, changes and things a lot of people don't realize when we're finalizing schedules and facilities. There's a lot happening, but yet it's great to see our kids showing up in numbers and see their smiling faces and engage with our coaches. So it is a great time.
And before facilities, we'll definitely touch on for a moment because I'm sure that's going to have a lot to do with how people come and view the games and where the games are going to be held this year. But to start off with on the participation, I've already been noticing numbers this year for volleyball, football in particular, but also you look at boys cross country already with some good numbers, boys golf, huge numbers out. You guys are really hitting a good stride this year to start things off.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see, especially an influx of some kids. And I think with respect to our golf program, we're actually up to 15 boys now. Really has to do with Coach Kreitz and Revis. I mean, those kids, many of them play basketball for them, and it's about relationships, and they want to be with them for another sports season. So that's great. And of course, the volleyball program to be sitting at 35 says a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, and the girls really did a great job participating this summer. So just some great unity. And across the board, you're right, cross country, we're going to be strong. Football, sure, we'd love to see some more kids, but we have enough. Gymnastics, we're sitting with 12.
Really? I haven't had a chance to talk to them yet.
Yeah, so we've got 2 girls coming over from Gunnison, making that trip daily. But a young group, but yet we've got 12. So overall, fantastic. And even cheer, you know, strong numbers for cheer too. So we couldn't be any happier.
It's always where you want to hit the ground running right out there off of the bat. And I think one of the other things that I'm excited about this year is a lot of home games for Buena Vista, particularly volleyball, particularly football. Golf and cross country are obviously, you know, gymnastics a lot of the same way. You're kind of tied to where the meets are and where you can go for those. But fans are going to have a lot more chances because of the way the schedule kind of flip-flops to come out and watch Buena Vista this year. Yeah,
I mean, just get to our schedules on tripeaksleague.org. Take a look at them. But, yeah, every other year we have one extra home game in those sports, just the way the schedules work out. So plenty of opportunity, but yet we will have some challenges for our home events for football and volleyball for parking, and it'll be the same for our winter sports season. But for the fall sports season, as of now, to enter our football field, fans will have to come in the, I guess you call it the southeast corner of the football field, off of Mayer, and that's going to be the only way that they can access the field. And the only 2 parking lots we have are our student parking lot by the PE complex, and then out in the very front of the high school where there used to be grass, there's a parking lot there. So people are gonna have to get creative. Mm-hmm. We're encouraging people, if they know any business owners off of the highway, to see if they can park there on game night. Everybody's just gonna have to be on their own.
Carpooling could be a big thing for them. If you got a family, take those to the games. And that was one of the big things with the facilities is the construction of the school. I guess the one question I have is how the coach has been kind of adapting to it for practices. Football, theirs is kind of basically where it was before. Volleyball, the gym's kind of on its own little island right now, sitting there, and cross country kind of having to work its way through some of that stuff. But how have the coaches been handling just the construction process?
No problem. They're flexible, resilient. The kids are too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we all know what the end result's going to be, and it's going to be. Yeah, we have about 13 more months of this total, and 13 or 14 months hopefully. But it's no problem. There are inconveniences. Our winter sports season is going to be a tough one. We will not have our middle school gym after Thanksgiving this year. Mm-hmm. So our basketball season will be here in DPCA. And then next summer, we won't have access to either one of our gyms for the entire summertime. So those are going to be some challenges for sure. But again, our kids and coaches flexible and creative. We'll work through it.
Well, in the end outlook, I'm sure next year's hiccups with the gyms and having to do that are going to be fixed by having some bright and shiny new facilities on the other side of the school that'll be wrapped up. But I'm excited for where all that goes. I'm just excited for the season because I think volleyball with a senior-laden team is going to have a very strong year. Football with the numbers they got out looks good. A lot more size on the line. That's going to help them. Cross country, we both know what those 2 teams are bringing back on the girls and boys. Golf, I know Kick Molitor, who's doing dual sports, by the way.
Right.
That's impressive for him. They're going to be fun to watch because I know he's kind of hungry for that state trip and bringing a couple kids with him. I think Buena Vista set up for what should be a really fun fall, and Troy, we're excited for the ride.
Well, we're excited too, and really ultimately our kids are going to put in the time to prepare to win, and whether they win or lose, we're still going to compete and do well. So that's one of our goals.
Our broadcasts begin on the 29th. We'll have a Facebook Live broadcast of Buena Vista and Atlas Prep on that evening. And a football broadcast, I believe the 5th or 6th, if I'm not mistaken, is when you guys start things up against Platte Canyon.
Yeah, Platte Canyon on the 6th. And it's at Platte Canyon, but it's a 4 o'clock start because they don't have lights. So plan accordingly for that. And then our first home game is actually homecoming on the 21st right here at 1 o'clock.
Yep, right against Salida, and we'll have that game obviously come your way. Every game for Buena Vista this year can be heard on Eagle Country 104. Be sure to keep that one as your home for Buena Vista. Peak will have Salida games, but we're excited for it, Troy, and thanks for the time.
Thank you, Caleb.